Where do relationships go off track? Is there a happily ever after? In this video, we'll pull back the curtain on that whole topic. Let's get started here. The first point that I want to share is men are created independent. Okay, so let that sink in a little bit. Men are created independent. And just think, for the sake of this video, men and women, as you're watching this, just assume that what I'm telling you is the truth. This is coming from extensive research and a good source, I can tell you that. So let's just go with this for this video, because I realize if you go all the way to the end, this is really going to benefit you. If you're in a relationship, a man and a woman in a relationship is really going to benefit you. So that's the first assumption, the first truth that you believe, that men were created independent. And men who understand this, it's in their core, they have a longing to be independent. A lot of times we don't know, as men, we don't know how to express that in an effective way. We don't know how to express that in a way that's understood. So we just do the best we can, and we act oftentimes out of our emotions, out of our feelings, out of, a whim that comes over us, that, boy, I just feel like doing this, or this is something that I want to do. It's about me. And remember that, because that's very important. So men are created independent. Okay, next point. Women are created interdependent. Women are created interdependent. So what does that mean? So women, and that interdependency is that we rely on each other. We're together on things. We relate. We're interdependent. Because we are together, we're going to be better when we are together. And there is some interdependency between the two of us. It isn't codependency where I need you to survive, right? So there's a big difference. Interdependency is more of a loving thing. It's more of a partnership kind of thing. It's more of a, you see it my way, I see it your way. We can relate to each other. It's that sort of thing. So that's point number 2. Point number 3, men can perceive interdependence from a woman as dependence. Think about that. I know I've been in that space before, where as a man, a woman wants some interdependence, but I look at it as dependence. I look at it like, you're not allowing me to be independent because you're trying to pin me down. And that's dependency. I can see that as dependency. And that's where issues come up. That's where arguments come up. That's where disappointments come up. That's where disagreements come up. So think back, maybe you're in a relationship right now, or think back in a relationship that you've had. And from a man's perspective and a woman's perspective, if you know that men have a tendency to view this interdependence, the way that women are created, as dependency, and you couple that with we're created as men to be independent, can you see where that can cause some conflict? All right, now the next point. Women tend to see independence in men as prideful and egocentric. Wow. Yeah, a man wants to be independent. That's what he's created to be. He's going to go and do his thing sometimes. And a woman can see that easily as ego. Pride. Well, they're just going to do what they want to do. They don't even care about me, the interdependent one, who he's viewing as being dependent. Can you see where this conflict can arise? Can you see where this can lead to toxicity, divorce, all kinds of stuff? But it's just who we were created to be. So you're asking, what's the solution? Well, the next point is, and back to the point of the video, is there a happily ever after? Well, here we go. There is potentially a happily ever after. But it's a struggle. What you have to be able to do, men, is just accept that a woman is created for interdependence. It's not dependency. So as soon as our minds go to, oh, she's being dependent, she's dependent, stop, rethink it, put yourself in her situation that, no, she's just wants that interdependency, that we're both on the same page, and it's easy, once you get in that mindset, it's much easier to respond in a way that honors her created need to be interdependent. And women, the same thing. You have to put yourself in his situation. The minute you perceive something as being pride or ego, stop and say, wait a minute, he's created to be independent. Put myself in his situation and let me respond in a better way. Instead of looking at it as pride and ego, look at it as, wow, he's created to be independent. And I can encourage it. I can say, hey, I know you need some time to pursue your things. How can I help with that? How can I be more accommodating to that? And you are going to be shocked, I think, at the response from a man. Just like the same way, it goes both ways. So you guys, within that struggle is where all the fruit is where all the joy, where all the happiness is. So there can be a happily ever after, but it's in that struggle. Because if you go through that struggle and you make the effort to understand how men and women were created so differently, that's where the beauty is. That's where you can reap all the benefits of a strong marriage, a strong relationship, a strong bond. In my own life, looking back, I've been divorced twice, and I can see where this played out 100% for me. And just by being able to realize that now, first of all, I feel sad that I didn't know that. Again, I don't beat myself up. I was unaware of that, but I feel bad for some of the things I did and said and the ways that I behaved within the context of those marriages. And I think that's what it comes down to for me with my personal story is don't beat yourself up if you have been guilty as a woman of thinking a guy is full of pride and ego, and as a man thinking a woman is just so dependent, she can't stand on her own, or she just needs me, she's needy. Don't beat yourself up. If this is new awareness for you, just take that, realize that it's coming to you right now for a reason in your life, and utilize it to either make things better in a current relationship, share this video with your significant other, or as you're going out into the world, maybe you're not in a relationship now, but you desire to be. This is such great information, I believe, that's going to help you understand this dynamic that goes on between men and women. One last point. Well, I'll cover that another time. I think that will cover it for today. So thank you for joining us. Subscribe with the notification bell to receive regular updates. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button to see more like this. Comment down below. This can be with questions or answers to a question that you may have. And we will see you the next time on this journey from isolation to community, where the next step beyond is freedom.